Hello and welcome to another update video as we are finishing off Friday here, no, Saturday, here in the UK, you know, wherever you are, it might already be Sunday. So bear in mind, tomorrow, Sunday member live stream. For anybody who is interested, you can join as channel member. Every Sunday, 5 p.m. UTC, there is a member live stream. We always cover a topic. It's not necessarily about TA too much. This week we want to talk about how Elliott Waves can be used to manage grid bots. I think a very interesting way of looking at it, with potentially some opportunities to make passive income. So that's certainly a topic that we will talk about on Sunday in the live stream. But really just to update here on Bitcoin, I told you in the previous video that it is very much possible that we just touch this trend line here and break down to the support level. So having a bit of a up and down in this triangle. And yeah, we came to the level 18.9K, even briefly dropped to 18,850, but haven't really substantially broken that triangle. For the last few videos, we've talked about this triangle here. We are heading into an apex of a triangle. We tried to break out to the downside, failed. That is normally not necessarily a bearish sign. If such a breakout to the downside fails, it can sometimes happen. It swings the other way. Now, of course, we don't know until it happens. But at the moment, I can just repeat sort of the message from the previous video that there is for Bitcoin still a lot of uncertainty. As long as we stay below 20.2K, we can initially or immediately focus on the downside here. There are a few key resistance levels. I mean, we've got here basically the 19,530 level is the first meaningful one. If we get above that, this one, to the downside, this 1-2 setup will be invalidated. Disregard the green count for now. This is the bullish count. We also talk about that. But here there is a chance that we have a series of 1-2 setups here, 1-2, 1-2, which is always let's say a high probability setup in Elliott Wave, where you start an impulse. We started basically an impulse here around 19,900, moved down in a wave 1 to the downside, retraced in a wave 2 to the 78.6% fib level, which is just typical retracement level for a wave 2. Then you could argue we moved down in another impulse and now retraced in a wave 2 of that wave 3. So that would suggest we are in some kind of a bearish pattern. But of course, you know, until we have the breakout, we don't know. And a confirmation for the breakout would, of course, here be if we manage to really break out of the triangle and hold it. That would be a move below 18.9K. And then that swing low to take that out, that would be at 18,850 and 18,550. And then we could head down to the 17K level. So target of the breakout of the triangle to the downside around 17K would be in line with the Elliott Wave count, because the target for the wave 3 here is around 17K as well, without considering the triangle. So nice confluence here to the upside. It would be the 20.7K level. So still focusing here on the bearish count, this white 5-wave impulse to the downside in a wave C over wave 5. Absolutely possible as long as we still stay below 20.2K. That is the main level here. Even if we exceed that level, my first call would be that we're just in an extended correction. Really only if we break substantially above 22.1K, I would say that a more meaningful bottom is in, and we may rally at least to 25K, possibly higher. And if that breakout happens, there is a suggested Elliott Wave count for that. Wave 1 already complete, wave 2 already done, reversed out of my reversal area here. We're just touching that again, but we're rejected. And we would now be in a wave 3 here to the upside. That should also take us to 20.7K. Again, that would be in line with a bullish breakout of the triangle to the upside. I had a comment in a previous video that, you know, where's the expertise? There's always a bullish and a bearish scenario. What's the point? Well, the point is, as you hopefully know, or you should know, and if you don't know, take it as a learning. In every professional TA, there is usually more than one scenario, because if I gave you only one scenario, I mean, that's a clear recipe for failure, because I don't know what's happening. I can only analyze a chart, and can tell you the opportunities that might arise out of the current situation, trade setups, things like that, and the general direction of the trend and the Elliott Wave count, yeah. Which again involves trade setups like these 1-2 setups. But of course I don't know which way it exactly will go. There are higher probability setups, so I can make some calls. But of course I can't promise you if a certain support level is holding. So giving you only one direction or only one target or only one scenario would be a bit irresponsible, as it gave you the impression that there is certainty in the market. Now, as you hopefully know, if you're in this market, there is no uncertainty. Anybody who believes there is certainty, and any channel or analyst who suggests there is certainty, is setting up people for failure. Yeah? If you believe that, it is a clear recipe that you're going to fail, then you do it all wrong. Okay? There is no certainty in these markets. Best if you understand that. Now, this doesn't mean there is always a bullish and a bearish scenario. There will be periods when there will be 2 bullish or 3 bullish scenarios. One might be more bullish than the other one, yeah? Now, we are at the moment not in such a situation, so it is best to acknowledge at the moment that there is uncertainty, and the Elliott waves tell us that. So if there is uncertainty in the market, of course, you have a scenario that will go up, you have one that goes down. The Elliott waves purely reflect the uncertainty that there is in the market, okay? So that's an awesome strength of this technical analysis tool. Yeah, it tells you basically, you wouldn't even need to know the news that are going on. You can read it all in the charts. You know that there is a lot of uncertainty in the world. You don't need to read the news or anything, right? You know it in the chart. If there is a lot of uncertainty, there's something horribly going on in the world, yeah, and in financial markets. So that is Bitcoin trying to find direction. And if Bitcoin doesn't know direction, how could I tell you with certainty the next move? Yeah, we can make a call for the bullish and the bearish case, and I can tell you what is more likely. And I've given you clearly here on the chart the more likely scenario, which is the downward scenario. But I need to prepare you for the scenario if it goes the other direction. I think that is always worth pointing out here, because there's a lot of people coming to the space who are new. Yeah, and I know there's a lot of other people who are trying to make the impression they know it all and there is certainty in the markets. Honestly, there isn't. And anybody who's telling you that, I'll be careful following these people, because there is no certainty. There just isn't. Best to keep an open mind, best to be aware and to have a plan for different scenarios. Because if you don't know the bullish and the bearish scenario, how can you as a trader calculate your risk? And if you have no idea about how to calculate your risk, then you should maybe start there, and then you should maybe start with the basics, yeah, because this is important. I mean, I can only tell you what I see in the charts, I can only tell you what I'm doing, but I can't trade for you. And if you don't know about risk management, you know, you probably are set up for failure anyway. So it is very important to start with the basics, and then you should understand that the Elliott Wave tool is a very valuable tool that will help you understand the risk and the possible reward of a trade and the current movements, okay? Yeah, and that's where we are, right? And that is why there is a bullish and a bearish scenario at the moment. Especially, and even if you don't use the Elliott waves, if you just used traditional technical analysis, yeah, which I sometimes bring in here. I mean, you have here a pattern, just a pure triangle pattern that doesn't need to be, I mean, it could even be an Elliott wave triangle, A, B, C, D, E, but we just have a triangle here. And even a pattern trader who would just trade with patterns, or breakout trader, doesn't know in which direction it is going to break out. We can only wait for the market to move and then make our trade or react to it in whatever way, right? And sometimes it could mean staying away from a trade at all if the outcome is very uncertain. But for me, the primary expectation would be a move to the downside. I gave you the targets, gave you the invalidation points as well. So you should be well prepared for the next few days to come anyway. Okay, and that's my update about Bitcoin. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.